Tánaiste friends. Before I start, I want to acknowledge as well the presence of my Oireachtas colleague, Deputy Paul McAuliffe. This is, of course, his constituency of Dublin North West, and indeed my home county of Dublin Fingal. Glad to see Amory Farley, the county CEO, here as well. And thank you for including me and the government in this very positive announcement today. And it really is a very positive announcement. A new training centre here in Santry, a €50 million contract, 5,000 jobs being created all across Europe. We want to make sure that Ireland gets its fair share, if not the lion's share, of those jobs being created. I'm very keen to work with both companies in making that possible. And I think it's a real boost to the Irish economy, an economy that is rebounding, that is bouncing back, and a boost for an aviation sector that has been hit really so hard. I remember 9/11 and the impact that had in aviation 20 years ago. I remember the volcano in Iceland and the impact that had on aviation a few years ago, and they pale into nothing compared to the impact that this pandemic, which has gone on for almost 2 years, has had. And we know that a lot of work is going to have to be done, and the sector is getting a lot of support, a lot of assistance from government to recover the lost ground over the next year or two. I want to pay tribute to Ryanair, an Irish company which went global, went multinational, something we're all very proud of. A company that has democratised travel, made international travel affordable for so many people, and also a company that's pioneered innovation, one that went digital long before others did. Ticketing, sales, marketing really led the way and set the example for others. I want you to know that the government supports the aviation sector. We want to see the sector rebound. Hopefully it won't take 2 or 3 years. I'd like to see it happen within a year or so. And we value the importance of aviation to our economy. I represent the West Dublin constituency, not too far from here. And mine is like many constituencies in Ireland. Huge numbers of people working in airlines, their jobs in the airport are dependent on the airport, people working in leasing and finance, in MRO, in training such as here, and of course we all know the value of inbound tourism to the Irish economy. And while people can come here on boats, they tend to come here on planes, and we need those tourists coming back over the winter period, and particularly next summer. We also need to rebuild connectivity. When I work with the IDA, trying to encourage companies to develop operations here in Ireland or expand their operations in Ireland. They all want to know how far the site is from the airport, how frequent the flights are, and how much it costs to get a taxi from the airport. They all want to know, EI companies all want to know something similar when it comes to outbound trade. Families need that connectivity so they can start seeing each other again as we used to. We need it for the labour market. Huge shortages of people that we need to work in the construction sector, in the care sector, in catering. A lot of people put that down to the pandemic unemployment payment. I think that's too simple. What we've lost is that constant turnover of people coming from other parts of the world, particularly from Central and Eastern Europe. And if we want to encourage construction workers, truck drivers, people working in catering, people working in care, to take up those vacancies in Ireland, they need to know it's easy enough to get back home again, and inexpensive enough to get back home again, and that means restoring connectivity, particularly to Central and Eastern Europe. So what can government do? We can help the airports, and we're doing that through direct funding and other mechanisms. We can extend the wage subsidy scheme for airlines and airports, and we're examining that in order to the budget, helping those firms that are down significantly in terms of turnover to keep staff on and help with payroll costs. We can help with incentives, whether it's landing charges, rebates, cooperative marketing, PSOs, helping to fund tourism and events to help drive demand for tourism into Ireland. We intend to do all of those things. We can help with runways, doing that as you know at the moment, both in Knock and in Cork, and obviously some significant planning decisions to be made in relation to Dublin, which hopefully you'll see a speedy decision on. And we can, of course, ease travel restrictions subject to public health advice. And you'll see now nearly every day more countries being taken off the mandatory hotel quarantine list. You've seen the success of the digital COVID cert, how that has helped to restore travel over the summer. And I hope in due course we'll be able to restore the common travel area climate change, whether it's farmers or whether it's the aviation industry. We are an island, we need aviation to be connected to the world, and I know this sector will play its part through ETS, play its part through investment in newer aircraft as Ryanair does, and really excited to read about future fuels and how within the course of the next decade we can change the fuels and the fuel mix in our aircraft to dramatically reduce emissions while still allowing us to fly to other parts of Europe and other parts of the world, and a sector that I think we're going to need more investment and more research in, and one that's very exciting. So I'll finish up with that, and once again congratulations to you both on what is a really positive announcement and something that really gives us hope.